How many of your possessions do you actually use and genuinely cherish? Be brutally honest with yourself. 5%, 10, less. Don't you feel it, that insidious, ever-present pressure of things? That subtle, constant weight of objects you own but don't need, don't use, don't even like, slowly, inexorably crushing your spirit, suffocating your very being. It's like being buried alive under a mountain of useless junk. We tell ourselves that it is not there, but it is. We are, all of us to some degree, inmates in a self-imposed prison of possessions. A prison built not of iron bars but of cardboard boxes, overflowing closets and garages crammed with forgotten purchases. We're drowning in a sea of stuff, gasping for air, desperately seeking a way to break free. And many do not even know that. Well, today, right now, we're going to embark on a journey. Not a gentle stroll, but a brutal, unflinching self-assessment. A ruthless expedition to tear down the walls of this suffocating prison, brick by agonizing brick. We're going to confront the demons of consumerism, the lies we tell ourselves about needing this gadget, that appliance, that must-have item that will inevitably end up gathering dust in some forgotten corner of our lives. Do not tell me that it is not a prison. Do not lie. We're going to expose the insidious marketing tactics that prey on our insecurities, turning us into mindless consumers, perpetually chasing the next fleeting trend, the next empty promise of happiness through acquisition. Prepare yourself, because this is not going to be easy. This is going to be painful. It is going to be raw. Minimalism, true minimalism, is not about living in an empty, sterile box. It's not about deprivation. It's not about some ascetic ideal of self-denial. Absolutely not. It's about the exact opposite. It's about making space for life. It's about prioritizing experiences over possessions, relationships over objects, purpose over fleeting material gratification. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, your freedom from the relentless demands of maintaining, storing, and ultimately, being burdened by an endless accumulation of unnecessary stuff. It's about consciously choosing what you allow into your life, ensuring that every single item serves a purpose, brings you joy, or enhances your well-being. It is a conscious effort to live, a powerful rebellion. This is about the liberation of the soul, the freeing of a man. It's about breaking the chains of consumerism and stepping into a life of intentionality, of purpose, of true, lasting fulfillment. Are you ready to breathe again? Are you ready to cast off the shackles and finally become the master of your own destiny instead of being a slave to your possessions? Then let's begin this brutal, beautiful, and utterly necessary journey. First, the brutal truth, the psychology of stuff. How many times have you felt that gnawing emptiness, that void that screams to be filled? And what do we as men often reach for? Things. We hoard, we accumulate, driven by a primal, almost reptilian fear of scarcity, a fear, I tell you, that is meticulously, ruthlessly exploited by corporations. They understand this fear better than you understand yourself. Think about it. The limited edition sneakers, what are they really selling? Is it the superior stitching, the enhanced athletic performance? No, they're selling the illusion of status, the fleeting fantasy of being part of an exclusive club, of standing out from the herd. The must-have gadgets, with their ever so slightly improved features, are they truly revolutionary? Or are they simply preying on your innate desire to be on the cutting edge, to be perceived as ahead of the game? The ever-changing trends, those dizzying cycles of fashion and obsolescence, they're not about progress. They're about keeping you on a treadmill, perpetually chasing a phantom of completeness that will always remain just out of reach. They're not selling products. They're selling an illusion. An illusion of status, of belonging, of being whole. And we, like moths to a flame, are drawn to this glittering deception. Look around you, right now. Take a hard, unflinching look at the unworn clothes crammed into your closet, each garment a testament to a fleeting impulse, a momentary desire that faded faster than the fabric itself. Consider the gadgets gathering dust on shelves, Their once promising functionality now a mocking reminder of wasted money and unfulfilled promises. And what about those just-in-case items, the emergency supplies you'll likely never need, the tools for projects you'll never start, the extra sets of bedding for guests who may never come? They're not providing security, they're suffocating you. They are physical manifestations of your anxieties, your fears, your unfulfilled aspirations. Are you not tired? Tired of the endless cycle of acquiring and discarding? Tired of the constant pressure to keep up, to consume, to possess? We will unmask this illusion, I promise you. We will rip away the veil and reveal the stark, unsettling emptiness that lies behind the endless chase of material possessions. We will dissect, with surgical precision, the marketing tactics that prey on your deepest insecurities, turning you into a mindless consumer, a puppet dancing to the tune of corporate greed. I once knew a brilliant man, a man of considerable means who owned 2 houses, both overflowing with every single issue of a particular magazine. He had been collecting them for decades, a mountain of paper and ink slowly consuming his living space, his energy, his very life. He couldn't even remember when he last read one of them, let alone why he started collecting them in the first place. It was a monument to pointless accumulation, a physical embodiment of the suffocating prison of possessions. It's ridiculous. It's a cautionary tale, a stark warning of what happens when we allow our primal fears to be manipulated, when we lose ourselves in the relentless pursuit of more. We must be better than this. We must be stronger. Second, the action plan, a ruthless purge. This isn't some gentle decluttering session your wife might enjoy. This is a surgical extraction of the unnecessary, a brutal reckoning with your materialistic demons. We're going to rip through your life like a wildfire, leaving behind only the essentials, the things that truly fuel your existence. We'll start with a brutal inventory, a soul-baring examination of every single item you possess. Go through every room, every drawer, every forgotten box in the attic. I want you to physically touch each item. Feel its weight, its texture, its utter uselessness if it doesn't serve you. Ask yourself, with the cold, hard logic of a warrior assessing his arsenal, does this item serve a real, tangible purpose in my life? Does it fuel my mission, enhance my capabilities, contribute to my well-being? Or is it just there, taking up space, draining my energy? Does it bring me genuine joy? Not the fleeting, superficial satisfaction of a new purchase, but a deep, resonant joy that connects to your core values. When did I last use it? Be honest, brutally honest with yourself. If the answer isn't a resounding, immediate yes to all of these questions, it's a liability. It's a chain binding you to the past. It goes. We'll explore various methods, each designed to force you to confront your attachment to things and break free. These aren't suggestions, they are battle strategies. The 90-90 rule. This is a merciless executioner. If you haven't used an item in the last 90 days and you can't realistically foresee using it in the next 90 days, it's gone. No excuses, no sentimental value. This rule is about ruthless efficiency, about prioritizing the present and the future over the dead weight of the past. I had this friend who had a collection of old ties, and I asked him, "Why do you need 100 ties? When will you ever going to use them?" He did not answer, he knew. The one-in, one-out rule. This is about maintaining a state of equilibrium, a constant vigilance against the creeping tide of accumulation. For every new item that enters your life, one must leave. This forces you to constantly evaluate your needs and prioritize quality over quantity. It's a Spartan discipline, a constant reminder that every possession has a cost. The packing party method. This is a psychological shock treatment. Imagine you're moving to a tiny, minimalist apartment in a remote, unforgiving landscape. You can only take what truly matters, what is essential for survival and thriving. Pack everything you own into boxes as if you were actually moving. Then over the next few weeks, only unpack the items you actually need. After a month, whatever remains packed is automatically deemed unnecessary. It's a forced separation, a brutal awakening to the reality of your consumption habits. What stays? What goes? The choice is stark, and it will reveal your true priorities. The physical act of discarding these items is far more than just cleaning. It's a symbolic act, a ritualistic breaking of chains. It's terrifying, yes, because you're confronting your own insecurities, your own fears of scarcity, your own attachment to the illusion of control that possessions provide. But it's also incredibly exhilarating. With each item you discard, you're shedding a layer of dead skin, a burden of the past. We're not just throwing away things. We're discarding old habits, old beliefs, old, weaker versions of ourselves. We're making space, physical space, mental space, emotional space for a new, leaner, more powerful you. A you that is defined not by what he owns, but by what he does, by who he is. This purge is a rebirth, a forging in the fires of self-discipline, a declaration of independence from the suffocating prison of possessions. Finally, the long-term mindset, cultivating mindful consumption. This is not some weekend project you dabble in and forget. It's a continuous, unrelenting war against the insidious forces of consumerism. It is an eternal process that requires constant vigilance, constant self-assessment, and a relentless commitment to freedom. We'll establish a set of unbreakable principles, ironclad rules to guide your future purchases, to shield you from the seductive whispers of marketers. Think of it as building an impenetrable fortress, a bastion against the relentless onslaught of consumerism, protecting your mind, your wallet, and your very soul. Before you even think about reaching for your wallet, before that impulse takes root, ask yourself, interrogate yourself with the brutal honesty of a seasoned interrogator. Do I need this, or do I merely want it? This is not a casual question. It's a life or death decision for your future self. What is the true cost of this item? Not just the price tag, but the hidden tolls, the hours of your life spent working to pay for it, the precious space it will occupy in your home, the mental energy it will drain as you clean it, maintain it, and eventually discard it. Will this item truly enhance your life, contribute to your growth, your well-being, your overall sense of purpose, or will it simply add to the ever-growing mountain of clutter, another brick in the wall of your self-imposed prison? I once knew a man, a successful lawyer who had a garage filled with every power tool imaginable. He spent his weekends acquiring them, boasting about their features, yet he rarely, if ever, used them. He was a prisoner of his possessions, a slave to the illusion of capability, spending his precious free time not building, not creating, but accumulating. Do not become like him. We must consider, how will that object add to your existence? Or maybe it will slow you down. Think about it. We'll discuss the revolutionary power of experiences over possessions, the profound, lasting joy of investing in yourself, your skills, your relationships, rather than in fleeting, ephemeral material goods that lose their luster faster than a cheap watch. Instead of buying another gadget, invest in a course that will expand your knowledge, a workshop that will hone your skills, a trip that will broaden your horizons, a meaningful experience with loved ones that will create memories to last a lifetime. Those memories, that knowledge, and those skills, they're yours forever. Consumerism will never take it from you. The ultimate goal is not to live in a sterile, empty box, a monk-like existence devoid of all material comfort. Absolutely not. It is to fill your life with purpose, with burning passion, with exhilarating experiences that truly matter, that nourish your soul and ignite your spirit. It is to become a man in the fullest sense of the word, a free, powerful, and liberated man, unburdened by the weight of unnecessary possessions, master of his own destiny, and finally able to breathe deeply, freely, and fully. Break free from the suffocating prison of possessions, shatter those chains, and finally reclaim your life.